What's up, world? This is Nicholas King Bolek Brown, Father of the Year, and this is day 67. That's right, 67 days of going live. Initially, my goal was to go live for 30 days in a row to bring value, insight, share some resources, share my perspective on things. And the goal was to go live for 30 days. As you can see, we surpassed it to where now we at day 67. And so this is me leading by example. And at the end of this, or as we're growing with this, to be able to extract some wisdom to put together some type of course or training for parents and children to help move forward in a positive way from some of the things I've applied to my life, some of the things I'm applying to my children's life in regards to teach them how to be entrepreneurs, how to be confident, how to keep moving forward in the midst of adversity, and how to look at the nose when we are offering our books and our stuff, our services and things like that. Say, for instance, they know that from their experience, from my experience, the more we approach people to offer them, hit them with the pitch and offer our books, most people are not going to necessarily say yes, so they're going to say no. And so we have to make sure we shape their minds to where they remain confident, stay motivated, and inspired to keep going in the midst of getting these no's. And we teach them that no means next opportunity. So when they hear the no's, to not be discouraged, but to keep on going, because the more no's you get, the closer they are to getting their yeses. So some people, a lot of us get discouraged when people tell us no, when some people are being rude or just not interested in what we have to offer, even though it's for the greater good, it's for the benefit of not just us, but also for the children that's going to be reading it. One of the biggest things that the children that read the book is going to get is they're going to see some positive representation of themselves, so that when they read these books, it will inspire them to see that you see someone that look like them doing things that they may not necessarily see on the regular being done. So to see three young brothers with locks, with a father and with their mother in support and moving forward, and they learning together and growing together and building together, shows that we're not the only ones that can do this, and we're doing it coming from the circumstances and the places that we come from and we had to grow from, that they can do it too. So it's a true inspiration. And then not only that, it's teaching them to be entrepreneurs. It teaches them brotherhood. It teaches them teamwork. And it gives them a sense of pride and self-worth. Founded in 1999. And when you look at it as an investment in the child's future, it becomes a inexpensive investment. Knowing that you're going to inspire your child and to increase their self-esteem, their self-worth, and they can see the value in themselves and establish a certain level of pride. It's something remarkable when you see children that have a sense of self, high self-esteem, and high self-worth at a young age. When you can see that a lot of people in their teens and early 20s or early adulthood, even later adulthood, that don't, from going through life tends to beat down a lot of people. A lot of people can't handle it. At some point, like, you know what, they get fatigued and get wore out, and it'd be hard for them to stay motivated, and they just kind of want to fade to the back and just make their money and go home and be left alone. But we teaching them to where learning these skills and putting forth your best effort and knowing that your parents support you, you love and support yourself, and you got your brothers on your side, and then also it feels real good, even for myself, when I'm seeing other people that's really inspired and they appreciate the work that we're doing. Like from people telling us that the Boss Brothers are giving them hope and that they're inspired, and it makes them want to go harder, especially when they're older, or something that the children need. They want to invite us to their schools. They want to invite us to their churches, and invite us to their organizations, like all different things like that. So it's super inspiring when we get these results, and we know it's just affecting people, telling us, leaving reviews and just really praising the work that we're doing. And so Then we explain to them that, like, what's the driving force behind it, and why we're able to do things like this, and why it's so important. It's so important because what we're doing is, the foundation of what we're doing is love. We love our children. We want our children to be safe. We want them to be successful. We want them to be responsible. We want them to be like great representations of our family for themselves, for our future, for our race, and all those things. And so when you see young boys coming from Mississippi, coming from Jackson, coming through from challenging circumstances, and they able to still have a positive attitude in the midst of going through some of the most challenging things that we as people we go through. So I would say a lot of things that we go through is not necessarily unique, because everybody goes through challenges in some form or another. But the goal is to keep them motivated and optimistic, keep an optimistic mindset, to keep moving forward, to where we're not looking to an end date or a time to quit, or like we made it to where we're gonna go. Now we're gonna keep on going. For instance, just like the initial goal for this series that I'm doing now, going live for 30 days, as I approached the 30-day mark and started getting the groove to where, okay, instead of stopping at 30 days, now we're going to keep on going. So much so that today is the 67th day of going live. And I really have no intentions on stopping, and I have every intention to keep going. So that's my plan. It is a challenge sometimes to just turn the phone on and go live and not knowing what we're going to say or what we're going to do. It's just like now, I just woke up from a nap and had to make sure I got it in before the clocks will strike or struck 12. So right now it's 11:03 on the Eastern time, but it's still the 67th day. And so I guess the message will be, keep going. It's a new year, and we just pick up and keep continuing from the momentum that we've had from the last year and the year before that, and so on and so forth. Like, we didn't just start this and it didn't happen overnight. So this happened with a decision, it's happened with a plan, and it's happened with a purpose. And our goal is, one of our most important goals to myself is to help elevate our reading levels, especially when we do the research and find out that the reading scores and the reading levels for our third graders, they determine it's a correlation between the prisons that are being built and the fate of a lot of our the children that's growing up in society. The school prisons are built based off of the third grade reading levels. So if people can't read, more specifically our people can't read, even more specifically our young boys can't read, then they're funneling them and ushering them into through the school to prison pipeline. And so we have a vested interest in minimizing that, because we're the black boys. Our cousins are the black boys, and the black girls as well. Like, there's no discrimination like that. I know girls that grew up as children and also went to jail and went to prison. I know some boys and that's been caught up in the system and have had to make a life going through these trials and tribulations. And it's not fun. It's not easy. And when a person's going through those things, more specifically when they're in jail or in prison, it's not just that one person that's affected by it. We have several families affected by it. You got one person going to jail, to their parents and their children, their cousins, their aunts, their uncles, nephews and nieces, and friends and neighbors. Like, it's the community, especially when we grew up like we did as a village, coming from Christian Brotherhood. So it affects a whole culture, basically, just from that one person. Just like when people and children or people are committing crimes in regards to maybe harming someone, and someone had to go to jail. There's two families at least that's affected negatively by the actions that's going on. Somebody either has to go to the hospital or bury someone, then the other family had to deal with someone going to jail, being taken away from their families and things like that. So it's a very important mission, and it feels like we're duty bound to do so. So if we can make a positive impact to help elevate the condition of our people, starting from where we come from, and continue to build and lead by example to make a positive impact in our community, make a positive impact in our families, make a positive impact in the world, then that's the mission. Our mission is to teach entrepreneurship and the value of a strong family, more specifically through our books and animated content. So as we can plant these seeds in the younger minds, then they can start expanding on these ideals, and then they'll start reaching to higher heights, and they'll be having higher expectations for themselves, higher expectations for their friends and family members, and have higher expectations for their future. So, and if we can do it, you can do it too. Not only that, if we're doing it, you should do it too. You deserve more. Your children deserve more, and we all deserve a better future. And now's the time for us to get it right. Now's the time for us to all to pull together and do our best to make the best for all of us. Starting with ourselves, our family and friends, then that expands into our community, that expands throughout the world. So this is day 67. I am your host, Mr. Nicholas King Bowleg Brown. You can check me out on YouTube at this particular moment. The channel is called Mr. King's Perspective. I'm speaking on certain things that's near and dear to me, and that I think will be helpful not only to us but to our community. So thank you for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions or some talking points, please reach out and share. If you got any positive comments or feedback, please do that as well. Also, I will be sending out the interview card for the documentary that I'm working on, as known as the Nicholas King Bowleg Brown documentary. It's gonna consist of between 5 and 7 questions, beginning with like how well you know me and what your perspective and where you see me taking this thing to and things like that. So I'll be sending it to you. All I'm requesting is you do like a 30-second to a 60-second video answering the questions on your phone. Send it to me, and we'll get in a position where we can add it either to the documentary or we'll share it on social media and things like that. So thanks again, and love, peace, and respect to all. Let's keep going. Day 67.